And boy, have you created a lot of content. So you've got white papers, you've got case studies, you've got a blog, you do a ton of stuff over on your personal LinkedIn account. So can you just talk to me just for a minute about like what does your content creation workflow look like?
Sure. So roll back the clock to where we were 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, we had no marketing presence whatsoever. We didn't have an SEO strategy. We didn't have a blog. We had no content, no white papers. Case studies were 4 or 5 years old and were kind of, not put together well from a presentation point of view. So about last February, we hired our first real marketing person, and then we hired our second person, I think, in last May or so. And that was that really kicked off our content marketing strategy or our marketing strategy. And we don't do really any paid advertising. It's almost substantively all content marketing of some form, whether that be a blog, whether that be email marketing, whether it be webinars, etc. We started off by doing two things. Number one, we started off with events and a really strong SEO/blog strategy. And on both of those two things, as well as everything that's followed suit, our philosophy has been our content has to be innately valuable to the consumer of that content and is not what I call thinly veiled advertising. So many times people write a blog entry and it's just a trumped up way to sell whatever your product is. Whereas if you go read our IdeaScale blog entries, they literally say nothing about IdeaScale. They don't mention the name. They don't try and sell you any software. The only thing, it's hosted on our URL, but the content there is the most valuable content in the world for innovation experts, right? So if you Google like innovation, any innovation topic, it's Wikipedia, Harvard Business Review, and us in some combination of those three, because like our content is really good. And that's also true of our webinars, that if you go listen to our webinars, they're not us saying, here's 10 reasons to buy our software. It is an expert on the topic of innovation from a customer. And literally, they don't even talk about reusing IdeaScale software. They're just talking, and some of them don't even use IdeaScale software. They're just sharing best practices, ideas, how innovation works. That's the industry I play in. So our strategy has always been, or not always, since for the past 2 years, and I'll list some of the impact of it, has been, let's create good content that is valuable to the consumer. And look, if they find value from it, it's great if they use that as a jumping point to come be customers of ours. But even if they don't, we're okay for that. We did good in the world along the way. And the impact has been extraordinarily successful. So to give you context, I have 6 times more organic web traffic than my next 9 competitors combined. Ooh. And they, on average, have twice the marketing team size, and they are all spending tens or hundreds of thousands, not hundreds, but like call it $30,000 or $40,000 a month on digital advertising. I spend zero, and yet I'm getting more organic traffic, like 10x more. My organic traffic is greater than their paid traffic. I get more people showing up to our webinars because they're not, hey, here's 10 great ways to use IdeaScale. No, it is next week's webinar or 2 weeks from now, we have a webinar hosted by the gentleman, Magnus Carlsen, who wrote the international standards on innovation. Not the chess player, by the way.
Oh, not the chess player. Like, holy cow, you're really
no. So yes, not the chess player. Same name apparently. No affiliation with IdeaScale. He's showing up and doing a talk on the International Standards Organization Standard 56001, which is the international standard for best practices on innovation. Has nothing to do with IdeaScale, but our customers care about it. And great, we want them to show up to the webinar. And if they don't, come back to it, if they're not customers, who cares? It's free. They enjoyed it. They got value, and maybe 1 out of 10 customers. So that's our strategy. A lot of different mediums to deliver value to customers. And hopefully they realize that either out of gratitude or the fact that we are demonstrating we're actually really good at what we do, that they come back to us.